Shalom, Yasharallah. This your brother Dawud from GMS St. Petersburg, Florida, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHEM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHEM, Ruchakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of great MILLSTONE that taught us this truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Akim, pushing this truth and sincerity on the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Alright, so I want to jump into this quick little article, which I kind of found really funny, but hey, this Edomite actually speaking a little bit of truth. All right, but just not in the context of how he think. This one here says, white people are the best. Columbia probe students viral racial rant. It says a Columbia physics student has become famous overnight, not for his research, but for his racially charged rant in front of a group of multi-ethnic students, prompting the university to respond and launch an investigation. Although it is not yet clear what prompted the white student, who has since been identified as Julian von Abel, to engage in confrontation caught on camera, the video has already been viewed by over 1.5 million times, resulting in international media coverage and extreme social media backlash. It says, in a minute-long video, Van Abel, a physicist and publishing author, is seen shouting that Europeans built the modern world, saved billions of people from starvation, and that white people are the best thing to ever happen to the world. At a group of multi-ethnic students outside of the school's library who responded and yelling back and giving him the middle finger. The clip ends with this guy making a hysteric gesture and screaming, "We're so amazing. I love myself. I love white people. Fuck yeah, white people." Although initially keeping cautious in its response, the university tweeted on Monday that the students' statements conflict with the university's core value of inclusivity, stating that such events have made many of our community feel less secure. Now, I will stop and address that part. Thomas said it made many of our community feel less secure. Why? Because in their eyes, basically come from their perspective, like, well, I mean, this is all true. We just don't want homeboy running around telling everybody that this is true to make y'all feel worse. You know, it's like, you can take any rich person, right? Of course, like Donald Trump, you and Donald Trump sitting over here trying to pay your bills and whatnot. He bragging on how much money he got. And you like, damn, bro, I'm trying to pay my bill. I know you got the money, but damn, you know what I'm saying? Stop rubbing it in my face, That's all that they talking about. They like, yo, man, we understand this made you feel less secure about who you really are and what the truth is. But, we shouldn't be telling you this out in the forefront like that. But, I mean, it is what it is. It says the school initially responded in a statement entitled "Denouncing Racism on Campus" on Sunday, carefully calling Van Abel words painful language and stating that circumstances leading to the incidents are not yet clear. What you mean? That's just what's inside of them. University also pledged to carry out an investigation of the incident pending further actions. Yeah, because it went viral. Well, because at some of these colleges, they be hanging nooses and all kind of things, and it's never really a problem, or they don't investigate until, or say they're going to investigate until it's on the news. While some are skeptical of calling the incident racist, claiming that the student was engaged in free speech and simply expressing his opinion, particularly given that at one moment in the rant, he exclaims, "I don't hate other people, I just love white men." That's a true statement. This white men only do love other white men sexually, Others believe his level of aggression constitutes verbal harassment or assault. All right. And on that, that verbal harassment and assault type of shit, not trying to hold up these American laws and shit like that, but really that's not to me, that ain't no hate speech. You know what I'm saying? That's just homeboy's retarded ass opinion. And hey, he can have his own opinion, whatever he want to have an opinion of. Just like me, if I want to have an opinion that if my bank account is $15 billion, that's my opinion. Let me have my opinion. But in reality, when I go to try to take the damn money, then, I mean, I can see you trying to hit me with some kind of overdraft fee or trying to take me to jail for that shit, But as long as it's just my opinion, well, I think that I got this in there. I believe that. But until you try to act on some shit like that, then it's a little different. All right. But really, homeboy got the right to be saying this shit that he's saying. And really, he didn't really say nothing that's necessarily hateful or nothing like that. But I want to go back real quick and basically tell you how homeboy's telling the truth here. All right. It says white people are the best. Yeah, they the best at being a damn devil. All right. It says down here, it says Europeans built the modern world. And he's correct. The Europeans did build a modern world. They built it off the backs of the slaves of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right. Like the scriptures say, all nations are going to be blessed through thy seed, you know, but, and just like how we built up, their walls, they're going to be building up our walls. So yeah, the Europeans built the modern world by what? Job 9:24. The earth was given into the hand of the wicked. All right. And he controlling us and took us into captivity. Going to Joel chapter 2 verse, or Joel chapter 3 verse, what was that? Verse 2? No, Joel 3:6. Thou hast sold the children of Judah unto the Grecians. All right. And for what? For slavery. All right. They enslaved us and made us build up their damn kingdom. All right. So, I mean, it is kind of, he giving you a half statement, but he don't want to, you know, go into it. And he's talking about some Europeans built the modern world. All right. Well, where was the Europeans on the slave plantations and cotton fields? Oh, they was the slave masters. Well, who was picking the cotton? All right. Who was doing all these works? Fast forward till today. You know, the so-called white man owned Walmart and all these factories and so-called all this bullshit, right? But who's in there? You know, the so-called white man owned Ford, General Motors, and all that shit, right? But who's in these factories actually producing all this stuff for him? So-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, the Israelites, all right? It says, Europeans built the modern world, yeah, off the backs of the slaves, saved billions from starving. Now, that is true in like twofold. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, well, no. It's true and false and twofold, because really one of you Edomites, not even a real rich one of you Edomites, not even like the Rothschilds, but one of you lower level Edomites got enough money to feed the whole goddamn population. I believe Oprah got enough to feed the whole population to sustain the whole population with food for, I believe, what, a couple years. So if Oprah got that kind of money, you know what I'm saying? And Oprah ain't got no money comparably to none of these low level white people, let alone the higher ups of these white people, man. So you talking about you save billions from starvation. Well, you could actually do that right now, but you the one holding out all the food. You also the one that's creating Monsanto and GMO foods, giving out everybody fake food, and just, how do I say, polluting all the damn air and the water, just polluting the food and all that stuff. All right. And coming out with all these diseases. But another way that the so-called white man, because he truly did, it's true. The white man did save billions of people from starvation. All right. And the way he did that was by what? Well, shit, there was what? About 99 million so-called Native Americans that was genocided on this land right here in America, that they ain't starving no more because, wow, the so-called white man killed them. 99 million of the so-called Negroes that was transported in the Middle Passages, and they were saved from starvation. They helped feed the damn sharks. You ain't had to feed them no more. All right. And countless number of the rest of us that you was wound up killing off throughout the rest of the time, you know, cutting our women's stomachs open and slicing the babies up out of there in a C-section so the babies wouldn't be crying, and taking all that time and just bashing the babies down, you know. That's you saving all these people from starvation. They ain't got to never worry about eating because they dead, you know. Today's times, you know, you over there bombing the Middle East and all this different shit, man. You blowing up everybody around the whole world, killing up all these people, all right. And what? You saving them from starvation, but what? They dead. All right, just like you doing in Syria, you trying to save the people from being bombed and killed by Bashar al-Assad and his military. So you do what? You go over there and you kill them first. All right. So yeah, the white man, so-called white man, do tell some truth sometimes, but he don't tell you the whole truth. All right. It says Europeans built the modern world, saved billions from starvation, and that white people are the best thing to ever happen to the world. Well, white people are the best and the worst thing that ever happened to the world. As you see, we're gonna read a scripture about that, but you know, they're like the worst thing to happen to the world, but they also the best thing to happen to the world, because what? Going into what? 2nd Ezra chapter 6, Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So before Esau was ruling and we was going through our hell and everything like that, man, we waiting on the end. All right. Just like, in a sense, the RFID chip, the mark of the beast, is one of the best things that could happen. Because wow, when he start pushing that mandatory, we know the salvation around the corner. Not saying it's good to get it or nothing like that. Not saying it's good that the white man is ruling, but we know that in order for us to get this kingdom of heaven, he got to be put in place first and then taken down. So yeah, it's a good thing. He's the, you know, he's the best thing that ever happened to the world at this point in time, as far as him about to be annihilated. Because after this, we can go ahead and get it out the way. It says, let me go on down. It says, we're so amazing. Yeah, the so-called white man is so amazing. It's amazing how this damn devil can walk around the goddamn earth and don't nobody else call his ass out. It's amazing how he can do all this hypocritical shit and not expect nobody to call him out on it, or how he could just do this shit and expect nobody to say nothing. Like, bro, like, you know, I ain't gonna go into half the shit the white man do, because he do it every damn thing. It says, I love myself. I love white people. Fuck yeah, white people. And yeah, that's real racism right there. You're supposed to love yourself and love your people. That's what's wrong with our people as a nation. All the other nations, the Chinese people love themselves first and foremost. That's why they moving together as a unit. Same with the Japanese, the Arabs, and so on and so forth. They all love themselves and they moving together as a unit. Our people don't love ourselves like that. We love everybody else first before we love our own self. So God damn it, it's not gonna work out like that. We need to love ourselves first and foremost. So him saying he loved white people, again, there's nothing wrong with that, man. We supposed to love ourselves first and foremost. We supposed to love ourselves so much that we ain't supposed to have these heathen ruling over us. The same way that he thinking in his mind, he loved white people so much that they should be over top of everybody else. That, come on, man. I think that was the last little one I wanted to break down. So I'm gonna jump into the scriptures. I'm gonna just jump around a couple of scriptures real quick. Dealing with this damn reprobate. This is Micah chapter 2. I'm gonna start at verse 1. It says woe unto them that devise iniquity and work evil unto their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hands. They covet fields, and they take them by violence, and a house, and they take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. And that's what the so-called white man did since he came on the planet Earth. He took a man and oppressed a man in his heritage. That's why Psalms 83, you know, we don't have our customs and things like that. That was a major prophecy. But shit, you go over to China, like they got one of them, I think the G20 summit that was just popping off. When you look at the Chinese people, they're not wearing any Chinese garb. You had one of the so-called Arabs wearing their Arab garb, but nevertheless, you see all these other people following after the so-called white man's ways of being. All right, so you're oppressing all these different people in their nations. You go to these nations and you make them speak English instead of their own language and stuff like that, oppressing them in their own household, you know. And it says, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and so in the house and take them away. And so just like the so-called white man, he says the best thing that ever happened to the earth. Yeah, the so-called white man that came through and took everybody damn possession, the whole damn planet Earth. All right, how can you say it's the best thing that happened to everybody else? How is everybody else happy up under you and you destroying the whole planet Earth and everybody else's mind state? All right. Grab that in Habakkuk 2 as well. This is Habakkuk 2 and 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. Yea, also because he transgresses by wine. All right, his doctrines and philosophies and stuff like that, telling everybody this is not, selling people false dreams. He is a proud man. All right, the so-called white man is a proud man, like this boy in his video. Yeah, I love fuck yeah, white people talking all this shit, but speaking proudly, but not really realizing what the hell going on. Like everybody should be thankful and happy that you didn't starve the whole planet out and cause it to the whole planet would be in starvation, or you know that you would go around and bomb up the whole damn planet Earth and move people around the damn planet Earth and about their own land masses and stuff. You think people should be proud of that, proud and happy about that? No. It says, yea, because he transgresses by wine. He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. All right, he don't ever stay in his own place. He go around the whole damn rest of the world, colonizing the whole planet. Who enlarges his desire as hell, all right, and as death, and cannot be satisfied. All right, who enlarges his desire as hell, man, because shit, the more he want, the more hell he got to goddamn bring, and his death, he ain't satisfied. Just like the grave ain't gonna never be satisfied. There's always gonna be people dying, meaning that you can't never be like, all right, when the last person died, we're gonna close up the cemetery. Well, you're going to be waiting forever, because as long as there's people on the planet Earth, people going to always be dying. Same with homeboy. He ain't going to never be satisfied. Like I said, as long as there's people on the Earth, people going to always be dying. As long as this white man is on the planet Earth, he going to always not be satisfied. All right. But gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth to him all people. Okay. Well, I can keep reading on down. I'm going to jump around. It says, you know, talking about gathering all people, and then also gathering all these people, he oppressed them all. Verse 6, shall not all these take up a parable against him, a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. So yeah, you increasing all these other land masses and all this different shit, white power, white this, putting white over the whole planet Earth. But how long are you going to keep trying to dominate the planet Earth and Ain't nobody gonna say nothing to you about it. You know, don't you think at some point in time you're gonna have to pay, pay the piper for what the fuck you've been doing? Verse 7. Shall not they rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? Because thou hast spoiled many nations, and the remnant of the people shall spoil thee because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, and the city that dwell therein. Woe to him that covet the evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. They have consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and have sinned against thy soul. All right. So let me read this last verse. It says, woe to him that buildeth the town with iniquity, with blood. It's like it. Woe to him that built the town with blood, and established a city with iniquity. All right. So let me read verse 13. Behold, it is not of Yahawah of hosts, that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for their very vanity. So these people, these goddamn Edomites, man, they transgressing by wine and heaping the whole planet Earth into their damn self. Got everybody to themselves. All right. And then they consulting, just like they didn't got all the so-called white people to go along with their damn taking Jacob into slavery. But now they all got to catch it. You know, it's a, how do I say? Let me read that again. It says, woe to him that covet a evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. All right. So basically, you coveted an evil covetousness to his house. You wanted something to your own house. You know what I'm saying? And then you didn't involve the rest of your nations with this shit, man. You didn't involve all your people with this. Let me grab oh yeah, Isaiah. I think it's 24. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna read this all the way down to verse 6. All right, dealing with the so-called white man ruling on the planet Earth. You know how this so-called white boy is rejoicing and all of that. All right, show you what the Most High think about it. Isaiah 24:1. Behold, Yahawah maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. And then we're gonna find out why he made it waste. But before we find out why he made it waste, it's going to continue on. He said he turned the earth upside down. He's going to turn everything else upside down. All right. It says it should also be with the people. So with the priest, as with the servant, as with the master, the maid, her mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the buyer, as with the taker of usury, so with the giver of usury to him. All right. The land shall be utterly emptied and utterly spoiled, for Yahawah has spoken it. All right. And this is why the Most High saying he's going to destroy this whole land, because the Most High say he's got to destroy this whole land and make it all empty. Why? Verse 4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away, and the world languish and fadeth away. The hardy people of the earth do languish. All right. That's where we living it now. Like the regular life, how you would know the freedoms in life itself. Regular life is fading all the way now, because it's getting more and more to this damn evil, wicked ways. You know, like how right now you got the freedom to have cash on you to go to the store and not nobody know what the hell you buying and track all that. But now when we get to that mark of the beast system, you ain't gonna be able to go nowhere and do nothing. You know, that's the earth fading away. All right, verse 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws and changed the ordinance and broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore have the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. All right. So because the so-called white man is in rulership right now, the earth is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because he changed all the laws and all the statutes and everything thereof. All right. Well, while I'm right here, I'm gonna get Job 9:24. It says Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So we know the wicked, the border of wickedness is Esau, Edom. All right. But I wanted to grab in Job 20. All right, this is Job 20 and 18. That which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. According to his substance shall the restitution be. He shall not rejoice therein. So if the so-called white man is the best thing to happen to the planet Earth, why is it that you about to give up every damn thing that you didn't labor for? Huh? Why is it that you have to pay back for all the different things you didn't did? Why is it that every nation on the planet Earth is against you at this point in time? Verse 19, because he hath oppressed and have forsaken the poor, because he hath violently taken away a house which he builded not. So not only did he do that to the Israelites, he's doing that to all these other nations. All right. Oh, we brought civilization. We built up all this stuff. Europeans built up all the whole modern world. Yeah, by oppressing and enslaving all the other people on the planet Earth, man, and bombing the fuck out of their ass and stealing their countries. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save that which he desired. Just like in Venezuela right now, they're trying to steal that oil and the gold from over there. But what? You're not gonna be able to digest that and save all of that. Verse 21. There shall none of his meat be left, therefore shall no man look for his goods. Now he about to be in this part right now. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. All right, that's where we at now with the so-called white man. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. So the pride of this so-called white man is coming down, because why? He's being exposed, and it's the time of his end. All right. He didn't have his little time and his little fun to run rampant on the damn planet Earth, but what? It's now time for his damn end, man. So not only this little white boy making this video and stuff like that, but all you other so-called white people who have that same feeling, hey, like the scripture said, the pride of thy heart has deceived thee. All right, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. I'm gonna close on that. It says, Obadiah 1 and 3. The pride of thy heart has deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high. That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? And that's exactly what the so-called white man is doing right now. Talk about who can bring me down on the ground. All right, let me read verse 10. It says, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee. Thou shalt be cut off forever. All right. And verse 15. For the day of Yahawah is near upon all the heathen, as thou hast done it, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall be upon thy own head. For as you have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. They shall drink and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as they had not been. All right. So the so-called white man is going. Let me read this. Verse 18. In the house of Jacob shall be a fire, in the house of Joseph a flame. Talking about basically the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And the house of Esau, the so-called white man, for stubble. They shall kindle in them, and they shall devour them, and there shall be not any remaining of the house of Edom, for Yahawah have spoken it. All right. So so-called white man gonna get cut off in all his pride for all this violence that he's been doing against the children of Israel, and just in the face of the whole planet Earth, man. He's the damn devil. All right. The devil is gonna be taken out of his damn place. All right. Let me see something. Let me just read this as well too. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. All right, which is the so-called white man being revealed today, who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he is God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. With his pride, Thomas said, yeah, the whole world is better because of us. Remember ye not that when I was with you, when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now ye know that withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let till he be taken away. And then shall that wicked be revealed, the so-called white man, whom Yahawah shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, his prophets, and destroy with the brightness of his coming, with Yahawah and them chariots. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness and unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. So that's the so-called white man coming with all signs and lying and wonders, deceiving the whole world. All right. And so, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and close out with that. I'm gonna go ahead and close out with that. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying unto the elect. Until next time, I say, call halal Yahawah, Bahashim, YAHAWASHI, Bahashim, Rakal Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone that taught me this truth and that rule well. A citation and much love for you, Aki, in pushing this truth and sincerity in the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Stay strong. Shalom.